What if I told you that your brain isn't designed to decline with age? It's designed to adapt and improve. For decades, scientists believed mental sharpness faded naturally after your 40s. But research from Harvard, Stanford, and the Mayo Clinic now reveals something very different. The brain doesn't stop growing. It simply stops getting challenged. In a 15-year study of over 5,000 adults, researchers discovered that mental decline had less to do with age and more to do with daily habits. Small, repeatable routines literally rewired the brain's neural networks, keeping participants alert, emotionally stable, and independent for decades longer than expected. And here's the shocker. One of these habits takes less than 2 minutes a day. Yet neuroscientists say it's more powerful for long-term focus than any pill or supplement ever invented. So, if you've ever felt like your focus is slipping or you're forgetting things you used to recall easily, stay with me. Because you're about to learn 7 habits that can literally rebuild your mind from the inside out. Let's begin with the one that determines whether your brain wakes up ready to perform or ready to crash. The morning reset. How you start determines everything. Most people think the first thing they do in the morning doesn't matter much. But your brain disagrees. The moment you wake up, your nervous system sets the tone for the entire day. Focus, energy, motivation, and mood all depend on the first 10 minutes after opening your eyes. Neuroscientists at Stanford found that one simple act, stepping outside and getting natural light within 30 minutes of waking, triggers a dopamine and cortisol balance that keeps your mind alert for hours. It resets your internal clock, strengthens circadian rhythm, and dramatically improves focus. Pair that with hydration, just 1 glass of water before coffee, and a few minutes of gentle movement, and you've already activated your brain's prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for planning, memory, and concentration. Think of this as hitting refresh on your brain's operating system. Without it, you start your day in reactive mode, checking notifications, scrolling headlines, flooding your brain with distractions before it's even fully awake. That single mistake drains your dopamine reserves before 8 a.m. And when dopamine crashes, so does your motivation. But there's a way to stop it, and it begins with what you don't do next. The digital trap. How most people destroy their focus before 8 a.m. The average person checks their phone within 3 minutes of waking up. That tiny habit might feel harmless, but neuroscientists say it's one of the biggest reasons modern attention spans are collapsing. Here's why. When you scroll through notifications, messages, and headlines, you flood your brain with rapid dopamine spikes. Every swipe, every buzz, every red icon triggers a micro-reward loop. The brain learns distraction equals pleasure. Within minutes, your focus system, the prefrontal cortex, is hijacked. Dr. Andrew Huberman calls this dopamine scattering. You get small hits of stimulation, but lose the ability to sustain attention for anything deeper. It's the digital equivalent of feeding your brain candy for breakfast. Instead, replace the habit with the 2-minute rule. When you wake up, leave your phone untouched for the first 2 minutes. Step outside, stretch, hydrate, and breathe deeply. Just 2 minutes of stillness before stimulation can reset your brain's reward baseline and restore clarity. This small act rewires your focus pathways. It tells your mind, I'm in control of what grabs my attention. Do this consistently for a week, and you'll notice a striking difference. Your morning anxiety fades, your energy stabilizes, and you actually want to focus. Because the truth is, focus isn't lost. It's trained or untrained by what you feed your brain every morning. And once your brain is steady, it's ready for real growth. Now we move to the habit that actually builds new brain cells. Mental strength training, the brain's hidden workout. Everyone talks about physical exercise, But very few talk about mental exercise, and yet, it's just as critical for longevity. Neuroscientists call it neuroplastic challenge, the process of forcing your brain to adapt by doing something difficult or unfamiliar. Your brain literally grows new neurons when you struggle. But here's the catch: familiar puzzles and routines don't count. Doing the same crossword every morning isn't challenging. It's comfort disguised as productivity. Real neuroplastic growth happens when your brain faces novelty and discomfort. That's why learning an instrument, practicing a new language, or even juggling stimulates new neural connections across hemispheres. It forces your brain to coordinate movement, rhythm, and logic simultaneously, an internal workout far more powerful than brain games alone. In one University of Texas study, older adults who took up digital photography showed significant increases in memory, reasoning, and processing speed, not from the camera itself, but from learning something complex. The lesson is simple: your brain doesn't age because it's old. It ages because it's bored. So here's your mental workout routine. Every day, do one thing that makes your brain slightly uncomfortable. Read about a topic you don't understand. Try a new recipe. Learn a new app. Play a strategy game that forces long-term planning. Growth lives where your mind struggles. That's how you build cognitive reserve, the extra brain capacity that protects you from memory loss and decline later in life. But challenge alone isn't enough. If your brain isn't properly fueled, it can't build or repair those connections. And that brings us to the next habit, the one that turns food into mental power. Feed the brain, nutrition that extends mental lifespan. You've heard the saying, "You are what you eat." When it comes to your brain, that's not just a saying, it's biology. Your brain is made of 60% fat, fueled by glucose and powered by amino acids. The right balance keeps neurons firing cleanly. The wrong diet, high in processed foods and low in essential nutrients, causes inflammation that dulls memory, slows thinking, and even shrinks brain volume over time. Harvard researchers found that people who consumed omega-3 rich foods 3 times a week, like salmon, walnuts, or flaxseed, had brain scans showing slower aging and higher gray matter density. Antioxidants from berries, leafy greens, and green tea protect neurons from oxidative stress. And consistent hydration, even mild dehydration, affects memory formation more than most people realize. It doesn't have to be complicated. Here's the 3-3-3 brain diet, used by longevity researchers. 3 servings of colorful vegetables daily. 3 servings of healthy fats weekly. 3 liters of water spread across your day. Simple, predictable nutrition creates stable energy and a calm, clear mind. Dr. Lisa Mosconi, a neuroscientist at Weill Cornell, discovered that when people shift to this balanced pattern for just 30 days, brain scans show better glucose metabolism and memory retention equivalent to being 10 years younger. But even with perfect nutrition, there's one silent force that can undo all your progress: stress. And what stress does to your brain is far more dangerous than you think. The stress switch: how chronic tension shrinks the brain. Most people think stress is just an emotion. But inside your brain, stress is chemistry, and it's deadly in slow motion. When your body releases cortisol over long periods, it doesn't just make you feel anxious. It physically shrinks your hippocampus, the region responsible for memory and learning. Chronic stress can literally rewire the brain for fear and forgetfulness. Harvard researchers discovered that people under prolonged stress had smaller gray matter volume in areas tied to focus, emotional regulation, and empathy. But here's the hopeful twist. Those same regions can regrow when you manage stress correctly. The fix doesn't involve a meditation retreat or expensive therapy. It takes 90 seconds. Neuroscientist Jill Bolt Taylor calls it the 90-second reset. When you feel tension, anger, or overwhelm, pause and breathe deeply for just a minute and a half. Let the emotion surge, acknowledge it, and let it pass. Physiologically, that's all it takes for cortisol to dissipate. The key is not feeding it with more thoughts. The world's most resilient people aren't calm because they never feel stress. They're calm because they don't rehearse it. You can train this like a reflex. The next time something sets you off, traffic, an argument, bad news, imagine flipping a mental switch. Inhale deeply through the nose for 4 seconds. Exhale slowly for 8. Repeat. In 90 seconds, your biochemistry changes. Long term, this rewires your amygdala, shrinking your stress response and giving you control over your emotions again. Because when stress controls your mind, it controls your future. But when you master calm, you open the door to something much deeper, connection. And that's where true longevity begins. The connection factor. Why isolation ages the brain. Here's something shocking. Loneliness doesn't just hurt emotionally. It's as damaging to the body as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's not an exaggeration. It's straight from Harvard's 80-year study on adult development, the longest happiness study ever conducted. They found that the strongest predictor of both lifespan and brain health wasn't wealth, diet, or even exercise. It was connection. People who maintained strong social bonds in midlife were healthier, sharper, and happier into their 80s and 90s. Those who isolated declined faster, even if their physical health was perfect. Why? Because social interaction activates multiple brain systems at once: memory, emotion, language, empathy, reward. It's full-spectrum exercise for your mind. Every conversation is like a neural symphony, firing circuits that logic alone can't reach. But in today's world, social connection is often replaced by digital substitutes: likes, comments, messages. Your brain knows the difference. You might have 500 online friends, but without real emotional exchange, voice, laughter, touch, your nervous system still registers isolation. So how do you fix it? Build structured connection into your life. Don't wait for it to happen. Schedule it. Plan at least 3 meaningful social activities each week. It could be a walk with a friend, a volunteer day, a class, or a standing phone call. Think of connection as medicine. Dr. Robert Waldinger, who leads the Harvard study, says it best: loneliness kills. It's as powerful as smoking or alcoholism. The brain is social by design. When it stops connecting, it starts decaying. But when you rebuild those bonds, you trigger oxytocin and dopamine, chemicals that protect neurons, improve sleep, and enhance learning. And once your social world is stable, you're ready for the final habit, the one that rewires everything from memory to motivation. The reflection habit, the 2-minute mental reset. There's one thing that separates people who grow mentally stronger from those who don't. They reflect. Reflection, the act of reviewing your day, your thoughts, and your actions, is what neuroscientists call metacognition, or thinking about thinking. It's how your brain converts experience into learning. Studies from the University of Texas found that people who journaled or practiced daily reflection for just 2 minutes a day showed significant gains in memory, focus, and emotional control within 3 weeks. Not because writing is magical, but because reflection activates your brain's hippocampus and prefrontal cortex together. You're literally connecting past and present in real time. Here's how to do it. Each night, ask yourself 3 questions. What did I learn today? What challenged me today? What will I do differently tomorrow? Write your answers down, even briefly. This habit teaches your brain to detect patterns, correct mistakes, and plan smarter without overthinking. Think of it as mental housekeeping. You clear clutter, store important lessons, and prepare your mind for tomorrow. Do this consistently, and you'll notice fewer racing thoughts at night and more clarity during the day. Because your brain can't evolve from experience it doesn't process. Reflection is what turns living into learning. And once you master it, every day becomes a step forward instead of a repetition of the last. Let's bring it all together. If you want your brain to stay sharp, focused, and adaptable for decades, forget complicated hacks or expensive supplements. It all comes down to 7 simple, powerful habits, each one training your brain to adapt, grow, and protect itself. Let's recap them quickly. The morning reset. Start your day with sunlight, hydration, and movement. The digital detox. Protect your dopamine before it's drained by screens. Mental strength training. Challenge your brain with new, difficult tasks. Feed the brain. Fuel it with omega-3s, antioxidants, and consistent hydration. The stress switch. Master calm in 90 seconds to protect your neurons. The connection factor. Schedule real, human interaction weekly. The reflection habit. End each day by turning experience into growth. Each one takes minutes, not hours. Together, they rewire your brain's entire system for longevity, focus, and emotional stability. The biggest mistake people make is assuming focus fades naturally with age. It doesn't. It fades when you stop training it. So ask yourself, which of these habits will you start today? Because your brain's future isn't decided by luck, age, or genetics. It's decided by what you do in the next 24 hours. Start with 1. Commit to it. And watch what happens when your brain remembers what it was truly designed to do: adapt, grow, and thrive for a lifetime. If you found this helpful, drop a comment below with the habit you're starting today. Your commitment might inspire someone else to do the same. And that small decision could literally change a life. And remember, your mind isn't getting older. It's getting programmed by your habits. So program it wisely.